Ah, actually, a cool evening. We're gonna spray the bottom of my sandals here in this area around me. These fucking mosquitoes. The mosquitoes are real, man. Mosquitoes are real. Mosquitoes are real. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Ah, nothing like water. Nothing like water. Richie, where you been? I've been busy. It is what it is, and I don't care that you care. So it is what it is. I'm not going to be in my A game tonight. It's going to be a terrible show. I mean, I know it's already a stupid place, but I mean, we're going to get awards tonight. This is the Laranja Espinosa Reserva. The size, I don't know. It looks like 5.5, maybe 6, but it looks too skinny to be Toro. So size, you tell me. You can look it up. It looks maybe 46, maybe 46. It feels like 5.5 by 46. Is that a Corona Gorda? Nobody knows. Nobody cares. It's got a nice footband. This is from Uncle Larry. Appreciate that. Shout out. Uh, the wrapper condition looks like a nice cigar. Looks like a nice light brown looking wrapper. The pack is like average. It doesn't feel heavy for size. It doesn't feel extremely light for size. It feels appropriate. I've had this in the dry box for a couple of days now. It is what it is. I've had it in the dry box. I don't know, a couple of days, more than one, less than 7. You figure it out. The construction's nice. It looks like a nice mid-tier cigar. Appreciate Uncle Larry. Like you can definitely feel the veins and it's slightly bumpy, but it looks like a quality made cigar. And Espinosa makes very reliable stuff. Um, Only a few times in my life where I had a bad one or one I didn't like. Let's say enjoy. There's a difference between a cigar you can respect and enjoy. You might respect the cigar that you didn't enjoy. You could have a cigar and go, "That wasn't for me," but I respect it. You know, is what it is. Is what it is. That's a light single cap if I ever saw one. So be careful cutting that. The reason why I like to use a knife, sound like the Joker. Reason why I like to use a knife. It drags out the cutting of the cap. All right, there, Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger, he got too much into the character. He ended up whacking himself. I mean, not like that, but it is what it is. Oh, that's good water. What is that, water? That's great. Nobody's here. Nobody cares. It is a stupid place. Richie's Out of War Cigars has been brought to you by Stupid, the follow up to last year's movie, Idiot. I heard they're in pre production of Stupid 2, uh, even stupider. It's a nice draw. Kind of windy out tonight. We're going to pay for this. It's kind of windy. Wow, that's off to a good start. Uncle Larry Shucks, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on that cigar. Off the bat, it's a good start. I can't stress it enough. Initial impressions of cigar. and the interpretation, I'm telling you, is affected by the moisture. Okay, you can't control the construction. You can't control the blend. At best, you could choose the size you want to smoke. You can control cutting. Don't mess that up. You can control lighting. Don't mess that up. But the inside, which might be even more important, because I'm telling you, when you have a cigar that's too moist, it affects everything: the draw, the burn, the flavor. That cigar's a winner. Initial impressions, that cigar's a winner. It's a solid medium full right now. It's not that dark. It's 60% darkness. It feels a little darker than a Connecticut cigar, Connecticut shade. However, the strength is medium to full. See, guys get twisted the profile and the strength. You guys will think, oh, if it's a dark cigar, that means it's strong. Dark cigar just means the average of all the notes. The darker all the notes added together, and you get earth, black pepper, chocolate, those are all darker notes. The strength is how hard it's pushing. This is medium to full, but it's on about 60%. My goodness. My goodness, if that's not a breakfast cigar, and I don't mean because it's mild. I mean, it's like breakfast. I am getting massive amounts of orange, and I mean like orange citrus. It's like I'm drinking a fresh cup of orange juice. Um, that is phenomenal. If you want a beautiful natural citrus note, slightly bitter and sour and sweet, but in a good way, um, phenomenal instant impression. That's a great cigar. That's a great cigar. I needed this cigar today. Not just needing a cigar. I needed a happy cigar like that. But it's potent. It's like champagne. It's not like a dark whiskey. It's a happy, but champagne's potent. Um, that's a sweet cigar. That's a sour cigar, slightly bitter, massive amounts of orange. Like kind of orange citrus note, but almost like if it had a little bit of grapefruit in it, where you get that natural bitterness. So beautiful orange note, orange citrus. A good amount of earth, believe it or not. A very nice coffee note. It's like breakfast. Coffee, dirt, I guess earth, your feet in the earth. I don't know. And massive amount of citrus note. Black pepper as well. So I mean, and a long finish to boot. I mean, a long, heavy finish. Did you let it dry out? Did you let it dry out? Because this was definitely in the cedar box, more than three, maybe less than seven. Put it in your cedar box for 3 or 4 days. Um, wow, that's impressive. That's impressive. That's impressive. Ah, that's nice. It's quite of a sugary feel too, like rock candy. Well, that's a happy, peppy, zesty, sweet, you know, kind of spicy, but that's a fun cigar, man. Shit. Smoke this with mimosas. You have a great time. It is what it is. Strength begin. Dude, that's a salami to full. That's a. If you're looking for a strong cigar, but not a dark cigar, and a lot of flavor, heavy finish, lots of fun. I can't say anything bad about that cigar. I can't say anything bad about that cigar. It is what it is. Okay. It is what it is. Kind of quiet tonight, though I haven't been around. You guys are so spoiled, like a bunch of babies. I've been working a lot of overtime. I've been getting up at 3 in the morning all week, so I'm tired now. Tomorrow back to normal. So there's a big difference for getting up at 3 and 5 a.m. So tomorrow's gonna be luxury. Tomorrow's gonna be luxury. But as for myself, my day was all right. My day was all right. It's what it is. It's what it is. You know, I was having a pretty good week, and then two things kind of happened in my life. It's none of your business, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I think I kind of wish I didn't do a lounge tonight. I would have just liked to do a review on this. Oh, this is a very easy to cigar to review. Great initial impressions. Um, Great flavor. Great zestiness. Great citrus orange note. Slightly bitter, sour, sweet. More sweet than bitter and sour, but it gives it complexity with that. Long, heavy finish. Black pepper, earth, and coffee. Um, this this is a great breakfast cigar, and I mean I don't mean because it's mild. And I said that. I'll say it again. And I don't know the blend. Could somebody tell me the blend on this Laranja? Could somebody tell me the size? It feels like it's almost 6, and it feels like it's a skinny cigar, maybe 46. But no one's even here. I think everyone is just hanging out with Vixen or the other culprits. Whatever they want to do it's their business. You have freedom of whatever, right? Is what it is. Now, Ash is kind of flaky. It is what it is. Band is nice. This cigar is going to get a 4.5. Unless it changes, that's a 4.5. It's a solid cigar. That's a box worthy cigar. It's Espinosa, so it's probably going to be affordable. Espinosa cigars don't gouge. Thank you. 5 5/8. I was dead on. I was dead on. I said 5.5 by 46. I still got it. I still got it. I mean, Gio's not here. PG's not here. Osako's fishing, right? Anthony P is in a stupider place. Brooklyn is what it is. Is what it is. Nobody cares. It's all right. That's what it is. I just got a text from Josh. Hey, I'll be in the lounge after dinner. Oh, I can't wait, Josh. I can't wait. Josh is like, Mom, pass me the mashed potatoes. Why are you eating so fast, Josh? Richie's having a live. Richie's having a live. I'll be there right after dinner. Richie's having a live, Mom. I gotta. Can I take the dinner in my room? Can I take the dinner and my Glock in my room? Can I have my Glock and my dessert later, Mom? Richie's having a live. You're a funny guy, man. You're a funny guy. Mm, you're a funny guy. I like you, man. I'm pretty hard on Josh, but he's a good-hearted guy. He's not the brightest guy, but he's a good guy. He's a Glock guy. He's all right. Brazilian rapper. Interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that because I'm gonna tell you right now, almost 10 times out of 10, when I see Brazilian tobacco, it's on the darker side. It's either Maduro or Obscuro rapper. So interesting. This has got great character. It's a zesty, you know, kind of a little spicy, fun cigar. If the tango was a cigar, dun, 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 yeah, it's this cigar's fun. It's a fun blend. It is exotic. It's a different kind of vibe. This is not a normal wheelhouse, but it's an exotic cigar that works. You could be right. You could be right because I thought it was something similar. Was it Naranja? Or does that mean spider? I don't know, but yeah, um, dude, this thing tastes like spicy, sweet and sour oranges. It's fantastic, fantastic. That's what it is. So it is what it is. I don't even know why I'm here. I don't even know why I'm here. I should have just FaceTime Uncle Larry. I bet it tastes like oranges. That's fantastic. It is what it is. So yeah, um, I went. Hey, what's up? What's up, Dream Life? How's your balls? How you doing? All right? You fresh? You fresh? I'm fresh. I take 2 showers a day. I guarantee it. Um, I keep getting these advertisements on my Facebook about this body cream to put in your private parts that eliminates odor up to 72 hours. And the only way you'd find out is if you didn't shower for 3 days. That's sin. That's sin. And I've been making comments in all these advertisements. I said, you guys aren't fresh. 2 showers a day is mandatory. If you have a house or apartment, or you live in a tent by a river, it's two washings a day. I said, you guys are nasty. You guys are nasty if you're showering. 72 hours? And all the comments were, oh, yeah, my wife loves it. Your wife loves this cream? You're telling me if I had a wife that didn't bathe at least once a day, forget about it. Like if you're not bathing once a day, you belong in an insane asylum. Okay. Minimum one. That's not even acceptable to me. But I mean, in some bizarre world, maybe that's acceptable. It's twice a day, baby. It's twice a day. twice a day. You're getting that. You're washing that ass. You gotta wash that ass. You got two cheeks. You take two showers. I can't stress it enough. I mean, live a better life. You feel good going to work clean, and you feel good going to bed clean and hanging out in the house because you might crack some cheeks. It is what it is. It is what it is. Life is it's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing. Life is a crazy thing. Nobody cares. But nobody cares. But it is what it is. I mean, God cares about you, and that's it. Everyone else is maybe or temporary, or maybe because you're related, and depending how devout that means to them. But that also applies to how well you treat them back. If you were terrible to your family or stole or a drug addict, your family's probably done with you. Um, it is what it is. Because I probably would have started crying. When you don't have space. So yeah, the people in these comments were saying, "My wife loves the cream." Your wife, your wife loves this cream, so she doesn't have to shower in 3 days. Are you? If my wife didn't shower for 3 days, I'd call the police. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, take this person. What do you mean take this person? I don't know who this is. I don't know if she's a clone. I don't know if she's a Russian spy. But the bitch ain't fresh. She hasn't showered in 77 hours. I can't even. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. She says she's using this cream. You don't have to shower no more. What is it? Embalming fluid? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? It almost sounds as bad of a sin as 451. Yeah, I know. Look, it is what it is. It is what it is. Even in prison, they get mad at people that don't shower. Because if you start reeking, people get really mad. If you start smelling, people get really mad, man. Like, man, people don't want to, you know, oh, it's raining out. Wow, interesting. It's raining. It is what it is. Yeah, it's a great cigar. That's a 4.5. That's a nice cigar. I have nothing bad to say about it. That's a solid mid-tier cigar. The profile's really nice. It doesn't need any more age. It's ready to rock. All you gotta do is put it in a cedar box, let it dry a couple of days. Because when I got it, it felt a little soft, a little too spongy in the middle, and then I let it sit in there. Yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. I appreciate it, Uncle. It's a great cigar. I don't know if Josh is not here. Josh is eating his dinner, and yeah, so you gotta stay fresh. You gotta stay fresh. Yeah, here's what it is. And nobody's here. Bunch of lurkers. Bunch of lurkers. And Sacco's reliable, but Sacco's not here right now. Nobody. Stop with that. Nobody cares. I'm not even gonna flex tonight. I'm too tired to flex. And now Josh is feeding his dog. Why don't you go take a shit and put on that cream, all right, Josh? Why don't you go freshen up for 72 hours? Here's what it is. Nobody cares. I'm not even gonna flex on these haters today. Not even flex. For all you lurkers out there, stop lurking. Go wash your ass. Here's what it is. Here's what it is. There's been a lot going on, but I'm not going to go into my situation. It is what it is. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go into my dilemmas. It's none of your business. Nobody cares, anyways. So stop pretending. It is what it is. I tell you, I'm glad the lurkers are leaving. If you're lurking, just get out of here. You're just imaginary. What are you lurking? Now, if you're working at a job and you can't respond, I respect that. Don't get in trouble. If you just have it in the pocket and maybe you're listening to your headphones, like this is a stupid place. Why am I here? It's like purgatory. I don't know why you're here, man. You're not that bad, but you weren't that good. You're a cheese sandwich. You're survivable. That's fantastic. I'll tell you what I did do though today. On a positive note, um, was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, won some nice money on a scratch off. Nice situation. Flex. And today I went back to a pawn shop that I look occasionally, and I'll tell you what. The During the scamdemic, we couldn't even keep guns in stock because there wasn't enough supply and there was way too much demand. Now there's too much supply and there's still demand, but it's not at the rate of supply. And more people are selling guns than buying. People are still buying guns, but people are offloading. Because people are kind of maybe have less money, and also it's what it is. So, and maybe it's just the normal amount of people that people trade guns at stores in Colorado, but less people are buying. People are buying, but at a slower rate. Every store confirms. Every store tells me that. I can see it in their supply, and so it is what it is. So the good thing about whereas like 6 months ago, a year ago, if you were going to trade, you would get more for it to get something else at a store. We're talking about at a gun store. Um, oh yeah, oh yeah. And so I went back to the store, and they had some cigs. Now there's cigs I really like and cigs I don't. I'm not crazy about the new cigs. I'm like the 320 or the 365. There are a lot of guys that love that shit, and God bless. And I wish you the best. And my problem with it, it's not just because the polymer, because the only polymers I like is HKUSP. The point is this: the issues I have with the 320 is the design, um, the striker fire. Not crazy about striker, but with no type of safety device on the trigger like a Glock or even other brands will have it. I think even like the XD or the MMP. That there's some type of little doodad bullshit because a striker, I don't like striker fire guns anyways. I like hammer fire. Besides the way they shoot, the way they look, the way they feel, but the way you carry them. Like right now, I have a Sig right now. I guess you could say half in my pants. But I can keep my thumb on the back of the hammer or putting it in the holster or taking it out or just because I feel like it. And to me, it's a much safer feeling carrying a gun with the hammer down or even with the hammer back if it has a manual safety that can be locked and cocked. It is what it is. As opposed to a striker with just nothing. Just don't pull it and that's it. That's fine. I've had them before. I've carried them before. The issue is just trusting that firing pin block. And there's different kinds of striker designs. Like an XD striker is fully cocked once you chamber it around, but at least it has a grip safety and the little bullshit thing on the trigger and the firing pin block. So in theory, it's a pretty safe design if all things are working and you don't touch the trigger and the grip of the same. Well, on a Glock, it's just use the trigger. But a Glock is not fully cocked when you chamber it around. People understand that. A Glock is not fully cocked when you chamber around. It's almost fully cocked. But the initial part, once you get past that little trigger safety, the initial part finalizes the cock. It finalizes the cock, and then a little more releases the cock. It is what it is. You do what you want. I like to see my hammer. Okay, I don't like hidden hammers. It's not a striker fire. It's a hidden hammer. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't mind that on a rifle, obviously, an AR or an AK. That the hammers on the lower. While technically on an AK, there's no lower upper. It's just one. It's receiver. Point is this, but I'm not stuffing an AR in my pants. At least that has a safety. But I wouldn't do that. Point is this: when you're stuffing a 45 in your near your junk or your hip, and you're legally lawfully carrying, there's still a liability. You obviously want that thing never to go off accidentally. So I'll take my hammer down. I'll take double action, single action. I'll take it. I'll take zero chances of anything happening. But here's what it is: you do what you want. But anyways, I went back to this pawn shop, and you know they had a lot of stuff. And believe it or not, they had a Sig P245, which is pretty much, for all intents and purposes, a smaller version of the 220 single stack 45. It's an aluminum frame, steel slide. Um, but here's the thing: it's all German upper and all German lower. If you know anything about SIGs, they started off being all West German, obviously completely, because they were not really importing. Because the SIG is a Swiss design, but then Sig Sauer is a German company, and so, but obviously back then Germany was West Germany. East Germany belonged to Russia since World War II. Um, is what it is. Once that ended in 1990, they became German SIGs, but they still had 5 years if they wanted to still stay West German because obviously they had a lot of markings on material. Like if a gun comes out in 1990, they had material, so they had 5 years to phase it out. Once that was phased out, then it was SIG made in Germany, same place. Just it just took out the West, became Germany, um, and that's what this is. Um, you know, um, but they were imported into New Hampshire, um, where their headquarters is still today. Before that, though, before that, you go back to the late '80s. It could have been said West Germany, and it would say Virginia. The SIG initially was out of Virginia to import what they made. So it is what it is. So yeah, they don't make that model no more. Obviously, out of Germany. I don't even know if they. No, they don't. The only 220s they make, I think, is the Legion. These are classics. They're phenomenal firearms. Um, 220 design, which is what the SIG 226 is based on. The SIG 226 is simply a 9 millimeter double stack version of a 220. The 220 and 226 designs is some of the most reliable, durable, long lasting firearms ever made. They're phenomenal. And at that point, you get reliability, you get into semantics. With the Beretta, uh, with the SIG P220, 226, um, and eventually getting into the HK USP, which topped everything. But you know, it is very expensive, and also is what it is. But I'm going to drop the ash on this. The ash is fine, but it's very flaky. I don't want to drop the ash, but when you get skinnier than 50 gauge, you're playing with fire. This is 46. At 46, I don't like growing ash. And I can't stress that enough. And you can take that to the bank and shove it up your ass, Geo. Geo's like, are we going to have lounge tonight? Geo's begging, are we going to have lounge tonight? And then Geo, what does he do? In classic Geo fashion, Geo doesn't show up. I'm the only person here right now hanging out is Uncle Larry, and I respect him for that. But Geo, you could go use that Lumi. You could use that Lumi for 72-hour freshness, and then kiss your own ass. So, anyways, when I went back to that pawn shop, they still had it. Let me tell you a little trick about pawn shops. First thing to do is right away do nothing. Look at it and do your Robert De Niro. Don't do Al Pacino. If you go to a gun shop and you're like, and it's a used gun, don't go, wow, oh yeah. Never show amazement because they know they got you. I went back to like, you see that sig down there in the bottom? Some carryware. It's kind of a little beat up, not damaged, but it's got some wear. Yeah, okay. This one's still here. I can't believe it didn't sell. It's been around for a long time. Definitely. I mean, I looked at it twice. It's the third time I looked at it. I said, man, this has been here a long time. I said, why don't you go on the computer and tell me how long it's been here? They don't want to hear that. They go on the computer. Yeah, it's been sitting here since October. October. I said, October, November, December. I'm going full time here. October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. And it's almost July. Okay. 10 months. So you have this 10 months? And he's like, well, yeah, but it was transferred from another store. I said, so 10 months plus. We don't know how long it was at the other store. I said, you guys aren't selling this thing. I said, what was the original price? Josh, that's such a lie. Josh, they had more used Glocks than you can imagine. No joke, they had 50 used Glocks. I don't know how your pawn shops in Arizona. They had like 50 used Glocks. All those little bullshit ones, the 43, whatever the stupid things are. The little skinny Glocks. They had so many of them. Okay, staying. No, who cares? Anyways, I said, how much were they asking for this? And he said, oh, it was there originally for 650. I said, you're never gonna get 650 for this. I said, it only comes with one magazine and no box. I said, I know because I asked last time. It is what it is. I said, well, what's the best they could do? He's like, well, let me look in the computer because it has been here a long time. I said, man, it's been here a long, long time. I mean, a while. All right, well, I mean, the computer will allow me to knock it down to 500, he said. Or 500. 500? There's no way I'm paying 500. It's been here a long time. I said, last time I was here, the guy said 500. And that was like 3 months ago, man. That was like winter time. It is what it is. So I'll tell you what. I said I got money in my pocket right now, but if you guys aren't selling this, there's no market for this. Most people, they want, if it's a small gun, they're weak, they want 9mm or 380. It's not a market really for metal heavy guns and 45 that are a smaller size. Most people, they're soft. All right, let me go talk to a manager. He comes back. He said they'll do 450. He said we bought it for 400. When this we bought it from somebody for 400, so we got to sell it for 450. I said, oh, 450. So then I'm racking the slide. I said, I think the timing's off. That spring is weak, man. I'm gonna have to buy a new guide rod spring. It's gonna be at least $20, $30. I'm like, you see this? He's like, no. If you rack the slide all the way, it goes right into battery. I'm like, yeah, but look, if I just pour a little back, and then it doesn't go all the way into battery. He's like, well, yeah. I said, yeah. Well, I said, no, the gun's gonna work, but the spring's just a little weak. I got to replace that spring. So I can't trust that the box. I can't trust that. I got to replace the spring. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll take it for 400. He said, we can't do 400. I said, well, I'll take it for 400. 425 or nothing, he says. I said, 425, you got a deal. And there you go. That is how you negotiate with the pawn shop. from 650 to 425. Don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot. I went home, cleaned it up. The internal rail, the rails on a SIG, which the frame's going to be anodized black over the aluminum frame, there wasn't any wear on the inside. This thing was not shot. If somebody put 50 rounds through it, I'd be surprised. It just was carried a lot. A lot of guns get carried a lot and not shot a lot. And there are guns that are just nothing. They're in the box. That's even better. The thing is, though, when guns are carried a lot and not shot a lot, because the exterior on the slide there's some carry wear from a holster, you could really negotiate a lot. So yeah, it's not pristine as far as the factory finish. It's not like excessive. You really got to check the front of the muzzle, make sure it wasn't dropped on the concrete. If that slide, or even worse, if the circular ring of the outside of that barrel has any damage, cracks, or even chips, don't buy it unless you intend on buying a new barrel. Okay, because you get people that drop guns on the ground like an idiot. And we're talking so much that I let it go out. That is not the cigar's fault. That is my fault. Also, with the skinnier gauge, it requires you to stay on it more because it's much easier for a skinnier gauge with less airflow for the combustion to go out. Yeah, so not to stay on that. So that was nice. Background check took about 7 minutes. And this is wow. That's a nice heavy medium to full strength, 60% darkness, long heavy finish, sweet, tangy, pungent, black pepper, spicy cigar. Heavy finish. Coffee and earth as well. That's a 4.5. Oh, I know. When I when I saw companies like Sig make a P365 or P320 with like the the steel finish that looks like it's battle worn, like it's been carried, and you were paying like $1,000. Like, what are you, an idiot? And for a plastic gun, for a Sig 320, it's not even USP. Like USP is the king of polymer. That's actually strong polymer. Is the reason why you can order a SIG frame for we're talking about new SIGs. I don't like the 320 and the P365. You could order those new frames for what, $50 in the mail because it's not a firearm because the trigger insert is separate. Well, that's some cheap plastic. Enjoy your cheap plastic. It's fine. Enjoy it. It's fine. It is what it is. Getting spicier, heavier with the black pepper. That's a phenomenal cigar. In this size, this cigar works. So yeah, I can't show you the Sig Sauer P245 made in Germany, upper and lower. I can't show you it because of community guidelines. What a classic. And what's nice is the full size 220 mags that I have will just hold more and stick out the bottom. That's nice. It is what it is. It is what it is. Always negotiate when you can. I can't stress that enough. Negotiate when you can. That's what it is. That's what it is. When I was leaving the pawn shop, there was a woman in her 60s, a little heavy set, walking very badly like a penguin. She could barely walk, and she had a cane. So I waited by the door and I held the door open for her. I said, "Oh, have a good night, ma'am." She's like, "Oh, thank you. Bless your soul." I'm like, "No problem." And she parked, it was right there at the handicap spot. And it was a big pickup truck with a lift kit. And I couldn't believe she opened the door and had to like crawl in and like pull herself in. That is not the right vehicle for grandma. I couldn't believe she got in that truck. I couldn't believe it. And you take it easy. You take it easy after your wine. Exactly. It is what it is. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. It is what it is. It's such a stupid place. I hope you guys have some nice plans for Father's Day. If your father's still alive, um, uh, depending on your age, God bless if your father's still alive. And rest in peace if any of your fathers have passed. Um, God bless them all and rest in peace. My father's still alive, but he's down by Miami. I miss him a lot. It's just the way it works out. I haven't seen him in 2 years. That's the longest I haven't seen my father in my life in 40 years. I count the time in the womb. Make sure you move your jaw around when you hold the smoke, because I'm telling you, when you get that smoke up in the nasal cavity, my goodness, that cigar is intense. Don't let the light wrapper get you twisted thinking that this cigar is not. They definitely use strong filler on this cigar. They're really pushing the fillers, push the wrapper. I can't stress it. The wrapper decides the flavor. The fillers decide how it's going to push it, in what way, and also if it's going to have a long finish. I can't stress it enough. It is what it is. It's really raining out there. Quite nice. Quite nice. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, it is what it is. So I took the 245 home and I gave it a nice hot bath in the sink with soap, dried it out with a hair dryer. I did a good half hour detailed clean, took the grips off, everything, really soaked that barrel. Uh, anyways, yeah, got that thing nice. I will buy a new guide rod spoon. This one works fine. Just especially with a smaller frame gun, it, it can't fit a full size spring in there like a full size 220. So they went with the flat wire, which is stronger than a regular music wire spring, but shorter the gun, if it's semi-automatic, the faster parts will wear because you have less mass, shorter barrel, and you have a shorter slide, which means you have a lighter slide, which means with the same cartridge, with a shorter slide, now what size is the blend? A gun with a 4.5 inch barrel, say the slide is this big, with a 3 inch barrel, 3.5 inch barrel, slide's getting down to here. And so when that round goes off with less mass in that slide's going to want to come back harder. So they can try to compensate that with a stronger spring as far as the pounds, um, 16, 17, 18 pound spring. Uh, so the goal was to have the gun to be reliable. The stronger spring you put in there, the slower it will make the slide come back to protect the frame. However, though, the less reliable it could be as far as cycling, because if it's too strong of a spring and you're using weak ammo, it's not going to extract properly. However, if it's too weak of a spring and you're using strong ammo, that slide's going to come back very hard and it'll have no problem extracting. And it's going to wear that extractor faster. But coming back, if you have weak magazine springs, the slide comes back so fast, and the next round's not ready to get there if it's a weak magazine spring, and the slide comes back before the ammo. That bullet has to be waiting, so the slide picks it up. If it's just there a little too late, boom, and you got yourself a nice jam. It is what it is. Things you can control is the guide rod spring. Replace that. Clean your mags, and if you have to, replace the springs in the mag if you don't want to buy new ones. I can't stress it enough. There's things you have to control. Those aren't infinity parts. I mean, the frame and the slide and the barrel, that realistically should last longer than your life. Unless if you're in competition, you're getting free ammo and you're shooting 1,000 rounds a week, that gun's going to wear out fast. But springs, mag springs, and the guide rod. The guide rod spring is important. It is what it is. You do what you want. I really like this cigar. This cigar belongs to be on Uncle Richie's list. If we had, wow, and we're getting a smoky oak, like a wood note, a really nice wood note. That's nice. That wood note picking in, man, that's a great cigar. I wish we had Big Firm here. I miss Big Firm. Shout out to Big Firm wherever you are. Makes me sad, Big Firm, that you left. I mean, he wasn't mad at Richie. He's got his own things going on, and that's fine. Everybody needs a little time away. I heard them say to the dome. It is what it is. It's a piece of shit night. Literally, this is probably, I think everyone probably forgot about Richie. I haven't been here in like 5 days, and Richie, that's okay. I don't get offended. I mean, I don't get paid to be here, so it's my own fault. Like, I'm here out of the goodness of my heart, and, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's out of my control. All I could do is sow the seeds. Some fall on rocky ground, right? Right? Some fall on good soil. Here's what it is. Sometimes the birds eat the seeds. Sometimes the seeds don't get that deep and are blown away by the wind. Strong roots. And the only way you're going to know you have strong roots is until you get tested. You never know how strong or how tough you are until you're pushed to the limits. Then you'll find out. And you'll find out how much you really want something, how tough you really are, how big your balls really are. But keep your balls fresh. 2 showers a day. I mean, I've heard it said. I can't stress that enough. You want to stay fresh. I live fresh. I, it's a daily. It's a daily devotion. Twice a day. Is what it is. Don't put that Lumi in your cheeks. If you're wearing that, if you're putting that cream on your body, thinking you don't have, it said it eliminates odor up to 72 hours. Well, I wouldn't want to be there at 72 hours in 1 minute because you stink. You stink the whole time. Don't lie to yourself. You could say, "Oh, I don't smell. Even after 3 days." You got dead skin falling off your body like a snake shedding. You know how much dead skin you're gonna have on your body after 3 days of not bathing. Now, it is what it is. If you're in the field or whatever, I don't know, you're in a fucking war zone. I don't know. Do what you gotta do. It is what it is. Hmm, that sounds interesting. I love high quality soaps. I don't go to a regular store and just buy like Zestfully Clean or Irish Spring, Ivory. Use good quality soap. I can't stress. Spend $5, $6, $7 on a quality bar soap. A quality bar soap could last you over a month, and that's even at showering twice a day. Good quality soaps, they're really great. They don't use chemicals or dyes. You're literally rubbing chemicals on your balls. Don't do it. Look at the ingredients of your soap. I mean, I heard it said, is it true? Is it true, Michael, that your skin is your largest organ, and you're gonna rub chemicals all over it, and you wonder why people are getting sick, skin cancer? Stop rubbing chemicals on your balls. I mean, it would be safer to wash your body with like the dish soap, like the palm olive or whatever the hell that is, than most of these soaps you buy at the store. Yeah, I can't stress it enough. It is what it is. Nice smoke output on this thing. Drink yourself some water. Drink water, eat prunes, eat some chia seeds. You want to really clean yourself out? Eat some prunes and chia seeds. You'll be really surprised. You're gonna clean yourself out, I guarantee it. But I mean, what can I tell you? If you don't care about it, you don't care about it. You want to drop dead of a heart attack, and you do what you want to do. Where's Gio? Oh, Richie, you can't grow a beard. You're right. I can't grow a beard. I can't grow a beard. Gio, I can't. I can't. But I could grow a very nice goatee. It is what it is. Let's see you grow one out, Gio. What does it look like? I'm talking to you, Gio. Where are you? Where are you, Gio? Are you 451 tonight? Are you clapping the cheeks? Clap on, clap off. What happened to clap on, huh? What happened to that shit? What happened to that shit? Somebody's breaking in your house. You just gotta clap your hands, find your Glock. Or for me, if I was clapping cheeks, my clap on be gone. My my balls, my lights would be like on, off, on, off, on, off. My poor lights. My neighbors would think there's an exorcism going on. Gone, 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 gone. Lights on, lights off, lights on, lights off, lights on, lights off, lights off. My goodness, that's what happened. You can't use clap on. If you got big balls, it is what it is. Or for you guys out there that are just taking care of yourself, that's sad too. Imagine you're sitting there doing the dirty deed by yourself, and the lights are going on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. Ajax. He said Ajax. Here's what it is. I can't stress it enough. You gotta stay fresh. You gotta stay fresh. I can't stress it. Wowza. This cigar is a heavy medium to full. 60% darkness. Here in the last third, it's picking up. You hold that smoke, it's pungent. That citrus note is strong. That black pepper spice is strong. The earth is strong. The coffee note is strong. That's an intense cigar. I'm really surprised by this little cigar. Uncle Larry, it's a winner. That cigar is a winner. You can smoke this anytime. This is a very usable blend. You can still have this after breakfast or a late Saturday morning, even though it's strong. The profile is very nice. It's not depressing. I don't want to smoke a dark, strong, sad, you know, that kind of vibe first thing in the morning. It's not the same without Sacco. Where's Sacco? Has anybody seen Sacco? I heard he went to fish. Has anybody seen Sacco? The lounge is really missing. We miss you, Sacco. Sacco. Mhm. Yeah, definitely enjoy it. Yeah, yeah. Sacco is catching the fish right now. Good for him. No, good for him. Good for Saint Sacco. That's a good man there, Sacco. Sacco's a reliable guy. Sacco is consistent. I'm looking forward to smoking that last Saint Sacco cigar I have, but it definitely is feeling better. I was checking it out today. The foot has a little more room. It was definitely getting rid of some moisture. Uh, that cigar was just, you know, when you roll a cigar like that with that kind of tobacco, that much tobacco, and that thick tobacco, I'm really surprised how long it's taken to dry that cigar out in the dry box. It's been in there. It's got to be 3 weeks. And honestly, I got to give it another week. I have to. I have to. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. Well, I think the Ajax is safer. The Ajax is safer than a lot of these soaps guys wear. Like Axe body spray soap. Don't do that. Don't use Axe soap. That's not soap. That's just chemicals. Who said me and Sacco? Sacco and my brother. Every man that's respectful is my brother. We're twins. They said we're twins. Every man that's respectful is my brother. It is what it is. It is what it is. I can't stress it enough. That's really nice. I reviewed the punch yesterday. I reviewed the punch Grand Puro. I didn't get to post the review yet. I will probably tomorrow. So look out for that review. That's a great cigar, 26 Maduro. World standard classic. Such a great cigar. I remember the grand old days. Misako is a great man. I remember when you used to be able to get. I'm sounding like an old man. Do you remember when you used to be able to get Padron 26 for like $12? Remember that? Remember when Padron 26 was a $12 cigar? Remember that? Yeah, the number nine now is going to cost you $20, give or take, maybe more, at a lounge. Man, I remember when Padron was like $12. It is what it is. Yeah, remember that? Those were good times. Those were nice times. What a great cigar! That's a great cigar. Espinosa Laranja, 4.5, boxworthy in the 46 gauge. I don't know about other sizes for this. I can say for other sizes, but I also say remember to dry box it a couple of days, at least 3 days. Give your cigar 3 days in a dry box. Plan your smokes out. You know, like every day add a cigar to your dry box and smoke the one that's been there a couple of days. You're gonna have better combustion. You're gonna have better flavor. Mhm. It's just a phenomenal cigar. Heavy, long finish, strong. It's just not that dark. But it's refreshing having a cigar at 60% darkness. I mean, it's darker than a Connecticut. Not as dark as like when you're having like a sun grown, but it's a nice sweet spot. It's a good place to be in. It's a good place to be in. I can't stress it enough. When you do what you want. Hey, I'll tell you what. I was watching this documentary as a new one on. It's actually pretty good. It was a documentary about Arnold Schwarzenegger's life. You know how he came to America and bodybuilding. 50 cents. He could have. He could have back in the 70s or 80s, maybe. I don't know. Um, Arnold was in a hot tub in the beginning. In the first episode, Arnold was in a hot tub. It looks like in the mountains somewhere. And Arnold was smoking a Padron. Arnold was smoking a Padron 1000 series. I don't know what size, probably 2 or 3,000 size. I don't know. And I couldn't tell if it was the natural Maduro. When you get to the Padron, I don't know, I couldn't tell with the lighting. Maybe the Maduro. Sometimes with the cheaper Padrones, like the 1000s, 2000s, sometimes the Maduros are not that dark, and sometimes the natural, which would be more like a sun grown, um, uh, almost the same color. But it was just funny. Arnold was smoking a cheap Padron, and he was loving it. You know, uh, wow, a frugal Padron smoker, Arnold Schwarzenegger, worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He could smoke anything, and he was smoking cheap Padrones. I know, I know. I disrespect him for that. I disrespect him for that. I mean, I separate the way he is now. I mean, Arnold's a sellout. He became a governor. He's what it is. But I respect what he did as far as the American dream. Coming here with nothing and just trying to be the world's best bodybuilder, and then marrying a Kennedy and real estate. Pretty much one of the biggest actors of all time. Action movies. But as far as his hustle and his drive, I respect that. However, though, yeah, I mean, you live long enough, you become the villain. And he screwed up when he said that. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, Punch has great cigars. Macanudo has great cigars. The Macanudo Inspirados are a lot of fun and they're inexpensive. They're not the best construction on the Inspirados, on the regular Inspirados, because there's higher end Inspirados now, but they're great flavor. If I was recommending the Inspirado, the Macanudo Inspirato, I'd recommend the black and Robusto, and I'd recommend the green. The green and Robusto or Toro, great cigars. Great cigars. Um, and believe it or not, the Macanudo Inspirato White, the shade grown, is pretty heavy and pretty spicy for a shade grown cigar. So yeah, and they're cheap. I mean, they're better than the price. I mean, online you get them for $2. At a lounge, you can get those cigars for $6, $7. That's cheap at a lounge in New York. And you're gonna have a good time. At the end of the day, when it comes to a cigar, regardless of the price, $8 or $20, are you having a good time? Like I said though, once you get above $20, they start to peak, and it doesn't become better per se. It most becomes different, or more exotic, or more rare, more prestigious, more gouging. But a 27 $30 cigar is generally not better than a 20. It doesn't work like that, especially you get to 50. A $50 cigar is not, two or three times as good as a $17 cigar. That's not how it works. Now, of course, there's play within that, but I'm just saying overall, you could have great cigars from 10 to $20. You're lying to yourself if you think you have to spend $40 to have a good time. You don't. It is what it is. Yeah, the Dream Life, yeah, I'm not the Dream, the Padron 1000s, etc. They're not bad cigars, but they're cowboy cigars. They're definitely edgy. It's young tobacco, but it's like a raw Padron. It's without the finish. I mean, like the polish. It's not refined. But if you're in that kind of mood, it's exciting. Yeah, I don't remember that one. That one you're talking about. I feel like I might have had one, but I might have not had a good experience because I think when I had that one, I think it might have been a little wet in hindsight. I'm telling you, when you buy a cigar at a lounge or anywhere, you get them as a gift or you get them online. Let your cigar sit for a couple of days dry, before you smoke them. I talked to the guy from Bolivar, the guy that sent me the Bolivar cigars, and he said that he's the guy that designed the cigar. And he says, he goes, I never thought about that. He goes, I never thought about taking a cigar I was going to smoke and just letting it sit out for a couple of days before I smoke. Just for that reason. And he says he has his Bolivar sitting out for a couple of days, and he's gonna try them out, very soon to see how it changes the flavor, if it becomes stronger, and they do. And it is what it is. Better combustion, better fire, more smoke. It is what it is. It is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. That was a great cigar. Way stronger than I expected it to be. Way more flavorful and way more enjoyable. That's one of the better Espinosas. I can't lie. I mean, that Espinosa Murcielago de Oro, that one kicked my ass. That was a strong. That one was holding the smoke on that one. It destroyed me. That cigar. If you get a chance to smoke the Espinosa Murcielago, the bat, but the new one, the Oro, I thought it was going to be weaker than the regular Murcielago because it wasn't as dark, the wrapper. Man, was I wrong? Was I wrong? I don't know if that cigar has media tempo. If you know what media tempo is, look it up. It's even stronger than Lajero. I'm not sure if it has that. Maybe. But the point is, the Dioro Espinosa Murcielago, that one, I held the smoke almost on every puff. Watch the review. That one destroyed me. I'll tell you what, it's just nice not smoking in my car. Because I'll tell you what, man, I think I smoked in my car for what, 6 months? From like October to like to March. It's nice having my car not smell like an ashtray. But it's nice just being here, relaxing in the nice gentle rain. It is what it is. Smoking a nice cigar, but with a bunch of assholes. It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, nobody cares. What's up, Caleb? Nobody cares. It's a stupid place. It's a stupid place. We're the inner sanctum. We're in the inner sanctum. It's a dumb place. I decided not to work. I decided not to work this weekend. I'm going to have the whole weekend off. I need a rest. I need a rest. I need to take a hot bath with Epsom salt and just relax. Can't smoke a cigar there though. Is what it is. I'll have a cig. A cigarette. Hey man, you got a cigarette? No, bro. Here's what it is. I mean, down to the nub. Down to the nub. That was a great cigar. 4.5. Surprisingly better than I thought it would be. Here's what it is. Well, on that note, I'm going to get going. I'm going to go to sleep. I'll see you guys this weekend, God willing, if it's not my time. But if it is what it is. You're right with God and eat prunes, right? Exercise your demons and clean out your colon. I can't stress it enough. You guys be good. I'll see you around. My name is Richie. Yeah, nobody cares, Gio. Gio, we're done. Gio, we're done. Gio, 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 Gio. Get out of here, Gio. You're unreliable. You're unreliable. I'm glad you came, Gio. You made the show great. You made the show great, Gio. So nice for you to show up. So nice for you to show up. It is what it is. Thanks a lot, Gio. You made the show. You proved my point. The proof is in the pudding. Jello.